Hey, welcome back to the channel. This is Dave Usher here. Um, we're going to do a little something of a beach scene today. It's been almost a month, I guess, since I have made any tutorials, but here we go. Um, First, remember I told you the first thing we need is to spray and get it wet, get your canvas. This is 11 by 14 and it's on canvas, and I got my line, my tape across here that I'm going to use and for my scene. First, we're going to go ahead and do our sky with three colors here: white and a darker blue and a lighter blue. So we're going to get started here. First, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and spray off our spray it off with just a little bit and see what we got. So here we go. A little bit of water there, and hopefully I'll be able to work my way in here and without moving the camera in. So I'm going to load it down, and I'm going to use this little brush here that I usually use for the smaller 11 by 14s. I use this all the way down to a 4 by 4. But when I get to the 20 by 20 or 20 by 24, I go to a bigger brush. That way I can cover more areas. But let's start off here. We're going to go ahead with, I'm going to try to make it just as white, clear as I possibly can as I go along, and explain that you want to not go too fast with your work, but let it soak in and let it do its thing. It will start making your clouds and do your tops, just like I always say. It, do your tops. That way you don't have to keep coming back and doing any extra things to get your painting done. So here we go. We're going to go ahead, and hopefully you can hear me well. And I'm the only man behind the camera here, so uh, and the only man doing the job right here right now. So let's keep going with this lighter colors. This is going to be maybe I'll put a sun out there, and but we'll see how things go. I'm bringing it on down and bring my colors down real good. And I had a little spot over here which I'm going to cover, and it'll cover it up. So you'll see how it goes. So hopefully you all have been doing well out there, and hopefully you all have been doing some practicing on your canvases. Remember, I'm trying to do, for the next couple weeks, I'm going to try to do all my stored 11 by 14 canvases. And remember now, go to my channel, my website, and look at some of my art, and hopefully you'll see something you like to purchase. But also you'll see some of the things that I have done and just not too long ago. So it's fresh. It's ready to hang as soon as I get it out to you. It takes about 4 or 5 days from the time of my shop, from my shop to the post office or wherever I, UPS or FedEx or wherever I send it, but send it from. So you should get it in 4 or 5 days. But I'm going to run another sale coming and up in March. So you want to look for that. Look at some of the pictures that are in the paintings that are in there now, and probably I'll go with a 40% discount. So, and free shipping. So you remember that, and it's going to be uh, really. There's a lot of work I put in my painting, so there's a lot of time and effort. So now I have it pretty well laid out. So now I'm going to go ahead and come down, and I'm going to go ahead and remove this tape just for a moment. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to dry it off a little bit. I'll shut down. I'm not going to talk while I do this. I'm just going to dry it off. The reason why I'm drying it off right here, right along that line, is where I'm going to move that tape up a little bit, because then I'm going to start bringing my other things down, my C line coming down. So I'm going to just place it about right there. And it's about right at the top there. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead, and I'm going to take my darker blue and a little lighter blue, and I'm going to come down here like so, and just going to bring it up, and just make sure that you leave enough tape. I have a habit myself of taking that tape all the way around. It's hard to pick off of there. So you want to make sure that you move that tape, not get it stuck, and you have a hard time getting it off. Of course, you have plenty of time out there, but I don't have plenty of time when I'm doing a tutorial like this. It's very simple, very simple. It's just a little extra work, just to dry it off and keep it rolling. So what I'm going to do is bring it around here like this, and I'm going to dry it off in a minute. Then we're going to go to some other colors in just a minute. But first, I'm going to go ahead. Now that should be pretty much what I want. But I'm going to come over here. The further out at sea that you go, the darker the water. So I take my brush and I just roll along like this, and just kind of move it around, skirt it around a little bit like down here a little bit. So just bring it around and just kind of make it wavy, and because that's where you're going to start seeing your different things happen as you go along. Now I'm going to come down here with just a little bit of lighter blue, and I'm going to come down here like this. You want them waves to start looking like waves, and yeah, just kind of shake it. It takes a little time and a little effort to try to replicate your waves and make it look like it's happening. And you do a little bit of blue, darker blue, and just roll it around a little bit like this. And it's going to be a happy day out there. Uh, okay, now I'm going to come down here. I'm going to see how this works out. I'm going to start making my, just to kind of move that brush around a little bit, and just make it look like it's coming into shore, and you'll get the hang of it after a while, and you'll see what I mean as time goes on, as we bring it on down, and right about like that. And then I'm going to lighten it a little bit. Now remember, the closer you get to the shore, usually it starts taking, you can see the blue and coming, especially if you're in a area like the Bahamas or whatever. You'll see nice clear water coming up. Now what I'm going to do is bring a little bit more blue down in here, and kind of make it jagged, jagged a little bit, and remember, you can go in the bottom there after you watch the video. You can see my transcripts and see what it says and how I do it. And some of the words might be a little choppy, and because I move around a great deal. So what I'm going to do is just leave it just like that for a minute, and I'm going to move to a different brush, and then I'm going to get some different colors. But first I'm going to go ahead and dry it off a little bit. Okay, acrylic, when you're doing acrylic, or I moved the camera a little bit, but when you're doing acrylic, it dries pretty quickly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and set my blue down here and my white and darker blue, and I'm going to go ahead and reach down here and get me some other colors. Get me another little palette here. I use these little palettes. See, just a little palette. You save a lot of money by just using these, and it goes pretty well. Less expensive. When you have a palette, you have to keep cleaning it, of course, yeah. But with these, I could just throw them away when I'm finished, and we just move on to another one. So I'm going to look down here and see if I can't find my darker brown and some green. I'll put that green out here because I'll be going to that pretty soon. But I'm going to go ahead and get me another little brush. And remember when I told you about the little brush that I use sometimes? And I'm just going to start with coming in here like this, and let's get a little bit more water on there. And when you dry stuff like that, it starts drying up. So this way you can just start coming in here like this. Just with this little brush. It's a little push brush, I call, and you see me using it quite a bit. I'm just going to bring it on up here like this. And this is just going to be a little simple scene. It's not going to be nothing real fancy, but what the main thing we want to do is kind of try to get the effect of the beach. And Remember when I said you need to use darker browns and light browns and maybe a little yellow. I'm going to get a little yellow here. We're going to do this and bring it in just a little bit of yellow. At times when you use this acrylic and you're using your tube or your bottle, whichever one you use at home, and when you're doing your art, you have to make sure you got one of these with you. See this? You just use that to open up your tubes and make sure that you get that working. So let's go ahead and I got my yellow, and let's see if I can find my other brown. Maybe it's over here. All right. I usually lay everything out. This is called burnt amber. You can buy them at your art supply store. Burnt armor. I'm going to go ahead and put that down in there. And since I got that started with that brush, I'm going to put that brush back in here in my water. And then I'm going to come over here like so and get me another one of these brushes here. Let's see if I can't use this one here and see what we got. I'm going to come in here with a little darker. Remember when I said that when you come in with the water and it hits the shoreline, you have wet spots, and not all the time it will look like that, but then you can light it up, just a little yellow in there, and just kind of blend it in a little bit, and lighten up over here a little bit. And this is your shoreline, and I'm going to come in here with a little bit more brown, and come in like this, and make sure you get around the corner. And I'm going to lighten it up a little bit and take a little of my white and mix that in with it and lighten the shoreline up a little bit. And come on over and make sure you get down in the side here, and you'll see how it goes. And usually it takes a little practice, and I'll mix a little yellow in there, just lighten it up a little bit, and not all, and then we're gonna get a little bit more white because you don't want it to look too dark. Now some beaches are dark, some beaches are real gray. Depends on what part of the country you're living in, and it gets a little darker. And let's lighten it up a little bit more, yellow and a little bit of white. And, now see, you don't have to be perfect, because when those waves start coming in there, you'll see what I mean. So, all right, we're going to let that dry up a little bit, maybe a little touch, a little bit more, and let it come in like this. And there we go. It's a funny thing when you, if you look at your transcript, sometimes you'll hear somebody, a painter, will say, "Oh," or "Yes," and it comes out really funny. I listened to a couple of mine. I just laughed. I said Is that me? Yeah, yeah, that was you. You were just going to town with all kinds of that funny sounds. All right, what I'm going to do is just leave this aside right now. I'm going to lay this over here out of my way, right down here. And now what I'm going to do is just let that dry up just a little bit. Now we've been rolling for 21, oh my goodness, we're moving on, aren't we? Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to get my brush that I usually use to go ahead and start with my sky again, because I want to get that moving and right quick and see what we got here. So now I'm going to go a little bit more. You want to get some darker blue because, and also a little bit more water. There we go. A little bit more water. And here we go. Let's see what we got. And they bring it down like it. And when you do the blue, darker blue back here, and it gets you can start seeing, using your white to make your clouds, because then it will start, it will make it look like the clouds are really working out there. So bring it down like so. Just make it, you don't have to make it perfect. And I'm going to move that tape in just a minute. So let's get some white. And we're going to come in here with some white. Yeah, bring that clouds down. The sun is not way up high, so we're not going to do too much with the sun today. Bring it around like so. I hope I didn't move it too much there, right? All right, now I'm going to come over here like a little bit more. I'm going to put a little bit more blue down in here. You watch how these clouds start developing into something really nice. And okay, yeah. And usually I tell all my my people that follow me, my subscribers, they follow along with me. I usually tell them that I finish my pictures not all at one time, because it takes time to do your touch-ups, and it takes time to do your backgrounds and finish the painting up. So now see, I'm going to start brushing it out. And you can go this way and this way and brush it out. And here comes the white again. Any comments that you have, please, hey, don't forget to make some comments. Now I'm going to make some little white, a little bit more white here, coming down and touching your other areas of your painting down to the water line, and just bring it around. And here we go, down, all the way down. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to hit it with the dryer one more time. Okay, I'm going to pull that tape off. All right, Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come down here. You'll see where it's, and bring it down, just about touching your water. You see a little bit of tape and stuff like that, but it'll go away as you keep going and working it. Just bring it on down. It's mostly experimental. You know, when you do art, you got something in mind what you're going to do, and sometimes it takes a little while to figure out how you're going to do that, how you're going to cover that up. Well, you'll get used to it. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here with my cuts, and I'm going to make some big waves that way. And with the acrylic, you can almost make it look like oil. Depends on how you use it. Now see how it's coming down? And those waves are going to start coming in. Just bring the brush around. I'm using a angle brush. I'm just going to bring it on down, just like so. Make it, you can put it on thick. You don't have to worry about it because you can always work with it. So, let's do a little bit of this. It's starting to come in there now. You should put it on your angle, take your angle brush, bring it on in. Okay, now you got that much. Now, what I'm going to do is just a little bit more white here, and come down. You see what I'm doing? I'm just making some splashes, like still working with a little bit of white, and still working with the white. Here we go. All right, now come in here like that. Now I'm going to get a little bit more white. Put it on the, I'm going to put that brush right here. Now what I'm going to do is if I can find, yeah, see, there we go. Now I'm going to take a little bit of that color, and I'm going to use this fan brush, and now I'm going to come down here. And make it, get the, what you're doing is just make it a base here. And then you come, as you get closer down, then you start making it hit the shoreline and get a little bit more white. And come over like this and just let it come on into your shoreline. And see what I'm talking about, that coming up on the wet, and then let's come a little bit more. All right, now get that brush again, that bigger brush, angle brush. I'll come here like this. Just let it jiggle across. Yeah, I call it magic. Bring on. Now, what I'm going to do with this angle, this fan brush, I'm going to make it look. You can come in this way. I'm better doing it this way because, and just roll it, kind of roll it around a little bit, and it'll form its own. Kind of roll it around. It's coming up. All right. Now, let's come in and hit some big ones here now. All right. Go around. Now what I'm going to do is take a little bit of real light blue. Come down like so. A little bit more light blue. Not too much though. You're just going to start seeing the bottom of that wave. A little bit more. You see how the waves are coming up to the beach? Now, and a little bit more. And now a little bit more white. And there we go. All right, I'm not making it too big a wave because there's nothing there that's, and then I'm going to take my darker blue, break it down a little bit more. A little bit more. I'm going to break it down. It's just doing all kinds of things there. All right. All right. Okay. Now we're going to do a little bit more white. Just kind of make it dance around a little bit. Okay, we have, I don't know, it's still rolling so I can't see it. And just use your fan brush, just like this, and let's do this. A little bit more white. Here it comes. All right. Now we're going for the way. I'm going to put a little bit more blue over here. All right. Okay. Maybe I'll bring it A little bit more right here. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my other brush and back to my other palette. And what I'm going to do here is take, and since remember, I always use this little one for different things like the shoreline and maybe a little bit of things going on down there, like it's still a little it's a dried up, kind of dry, but I'm going to add a little green in there. That's why I brought the green out. And you'll see the coming together here now. Yeah, it's right down at the shore. And now I'm going to use a little bit of this here and kind of a little bit, lighten it up just a little bit and kind of darken in spots and bring it up, you know, it's like so. Okay, now I think we're doing pretty good now. Let's get back to, I see some things over here that I want to take care of, and I'm going to go back. Now I know you've seen my head that time, it's okay. I'm going to go back over here, and now I'm going to use I'm going to get into that darker blue because bring it around here. All right. Now we pretty much got what we wanted here now. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop here, right now, and I'll talk to you a second. I want you to get your paper out, and you know, you could write down some things that you like to see. I'm going to go ahead and with a little bit more of that yellow and just kind of just a little bit like so. Okay. I think we're just about ready to say, hey, you know, and light this up out here. It's kind of dark, and you're going to have some dark spots, and the sand is a little lighter back in here in this area. And I'm still using my little paintbrush here, flat paintbrush, and just bring it around like so. A little bit of white, a little bit of yellow, and like as the sand is working around, and I'll take my brush here and just get a little bit more of that dark, and bring it down a little bit and make it blend in with the rest of the background here. So, okay, well, we're pretty well much on our way. There's a couple things I like to have done, like put some birds in there and some other things that I like to have done here on this painting, but for the sake of time, don't want to wear you out right now with a lot of details, but when you come back, I'll show you my finished product because I'm going to do some more work on the waves and some more work on around this area here and maybe put some birds in the sky. So let's see how much time we got here. We got 23 minutes. Let me, if I can stop this just a minute. Okay, we're going to continue on here. I've taken this little pen right here. It's an acrylic pen. And I'm going to come down here, put my fingers up there like this. Make me a bird way out there. And maybe bring it down a little bit more. Bird out there. You know what they're doing? They're looking around for fish. And there's another one. There's another one. And not quite. Yeah, maybe one up here. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead with this down in here a little bit. I'm going to kind of come in here with a little bit of shadowing and maybe just a couple of little moon greens and come in here like so. And yeah, remember now it's still just a little wet, so you're going to have to watch how you come in with your other colors. So I think we're going to just go ahead and stop it right here. But you come back and be with me. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and we can get back with you. I'm going to make a bit of, I'll bring this in here like this, so, and try to get a little bit more. It's really splashing up. So I might go ahead and bring that darker blue. Maybe I'll go ahead and do that before, because I don't want to mislead you on this one thing here. I got to have a little bit of a darker blue. And where is my dark? Here we go. Let's go ahead with the darker blue, and I'll tell you the reason why I'm going to do this. Because it's just a little too much with, and here we go. I hope I don't. I'm going to bring it down just a little bit because it's just too high. And like I said, with it coming into the shoreline like this, you don't want it to have too much splashing, because you don't have anything unless it's really, really, really a stormy day. So let's get a little bit more on our fan brush. It's coming. Yeah, it's coming along now. All right. And a little bit more white. Now you see it splashing around down in here. And a little bit more white. And okay, I think that's it right now. And bring it over like this. All right. I'm going to go ahead and fix one little thing over here. And you probably already detected it. And you probably already seen what I did with that pen. Let me come in here with a small brush. And I'm going to go ahead over here and kind of touch it up here. What I'm doing is just pat it down a little bit. Yeah, a little bit more. Bring a little bit more of that